It's that time again. Welcome to the Steel City Roundtable, your home for real stories from real people, where everyone matters and all stories deserve to be told. Enjoy the show. Before we get down to the meat and potatoes of the show, we have to go over our legal disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Steel City Roundtable are for entertainment and informational purposes only. We are not professionals or affiliated with any professional organizations. If you are in crisis, dial 911 immediately and seek professional help. And here are your hosts. Hey guys, welcome back to the Steel City Roundtable. I am one of your hosts, Mark Kneebone, a alcoholic extraordinaire, and my lovely co-host, as always, Kels.
Hi, I'm Kelly Gibson, and I am an addict, pill junkie extraordinaire.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better combination.
I know, right? We're a mess.
Well, we are missing one of our crew today. JB was unable to be here because he's suffering on a cruise.
Oh.
So I feel not bad at all for him.
No.
But yeah, so let's get this thing started, Kels. You know how we do things here. We don't usually come with a topic, so we figure it out on the fly. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I mean, there's been some issues going on recently about I haven't been going to meetings, and it's been because somebody made me feel like I wasn't welcome.
Whoa, back up. You're talking about NA, right?
Yes.
A program where you're supposed to be nurtured and accepted with open arms and treated as an equal and not judged and not criticized.
Yes.
Please elaborate on this because, folks, this is something that happens, unfortunately, at 12-step meetings. It's not normal, but it does happen.
It does. I had a falling out with somebody, and that person made a couple of comments to other people that I know within the NA program, as well as to somebody I know and trust who actually told me that these things were said. And basically it was, did she tell you her story? Did she tell you her story? I bet she did. And honestly, that's one of those things that you're supposed to. That's the therapeutic end of this.
You're supposed to tell your story. You're supposed to share what you're feeling.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to put out there what brought you to the rooms, what brought you to the point where you were seeking sobriety.
Okay, so let's do this. For a lot of folks out there, you probably don't know what an AA meeting is like or what an NA meeting is like. You just know that that's where the drunks and the messed up individuals go to get better.
Yep.
So let's talk about the meetings just in general. Now, we will not disclose anything that's said in the meetings because those are protected. Those are safe havens for people to talk about the shit that they're dealing with. But what we're going to talk about is like the basic idea of what goes on in a meeting.
Sure.
So you're NA, I'm AA. Both based off the same program.
Yes.
Everything's based off of AA.
Yes.
Which came about in what, like I think the 30s.
Something like that. But it wasn't really prevalent until like the 60s to 70s.
Yes, correct. So the 12 steps are just a way to live a better life. We're not going to go into reading all 12 steps, but the bottom line is the 12 steps are a way to live as a better, more productive human being while being sober. It's things like admit that you're powerless over your substance. Give yourself over to a higher power, something bigger than you, whether it's God or whatever, that's going to control the things that you can't.
Yeah.
You know, don't be a dickhead. Don't treat people like shit.
Have accountability.
Have accountability. When you screw up, you apologize right away. You make amends as soon as you can, if it is possible, to the people that you hurt. And you just take responsible for you and your part in this world that we live in.
Right.
You know, alcoholics and drunks, what don't we do when we're in addiction?
No, yeah. I mean, the same as any type of drug addict. I mean, you hear horror stories of things that you do to your family, things you do to your children, things that your children witness, you know, having accountability for those things. So.
Well, let's do this. Why don't you can go first because you're the lady.
Oh, thank you.
Why don't you talk about like the general memories of the first meeting you went to, like how it went.
Okay, so like when you first walk in, you feel like everyone's staring at you, and to be perfectly honest, they are. They want to know who you are. You're going to have people come up to you and touch you. We're huggers. We're big huggers. So
I don't know if I'm a fan of the hugging so much, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it is a hugging. It is, if you don't like being touched, you need to make that abundantly clear from the door. But one of the big things is there's always somebody at the door to greet you. There's always somebody that's going to say, hey, how you doing tonight? And that's your first step into the welcoming program. And then you go into the program, everybody's staring at you, they want to know who you are. And they have coffee, and they have snacks, and they have cookies, and they do the thing, and everybody picks a spot. There's no assigned seats. It ends up being assigned seats, but there's no assigned seats.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know.
Everybody sits in the same place.
Yeah, they're not assigned, but
Yeah.
everybody parks their ass and has butt prints in the same chair.
Yes, yes. You sit where it's more comfortable for you. And basically, the meeting will start off with the Serenity Prayer. And everybody says it. Somebody will lead it. And then it goes into our readings.
Well, for those who are out there don't know what the Serenity Prayer is, we're not going to say it because we're not religious people. We are spiritual. But you want to just tell people what that prayer involves?
Sure. It's grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
So basically, it's a way for us to remind ourselves to give up control.
It is. It
Okay.
is. And
I agree with that.
And also to have control over what we can have control over. Ourselves, our sobriety, those type of things.
Yeah, let's come back to the things we can control. But so you come into the meeting, you are welcomed by people
Yes.
that embrace you. There's of course coffee.
Terrible coffee. This is Mark's special blend.
Quit making fun of me. No, I got tired. I got tired of running out of coffee halfway through the podcast, so now I got to bring my own coffee.
Yeah.
And it isn't free.
No.
But yeah, so you walk in, you're welcomed by the folks. You do your greetings. You kind of mingle around a little bit, right?
Of course.
And then what goes on as the meeting gets started?
So as the meeting gets started, we start our readings. There's multiple readings. They're read every single NA meeting, no matter where you go. They're all the same readings. Why are we here? What is the NA program? There's a just for today, which is just our daily affirmation to basically step back and think to ourselves and look within ourselves and know that just for today we are sober for a reason.
So the just for today is kind of like just a hint of something to think about for that day.
Yes,
It's like I don't want to say it's a memo, but it's a thought.
it is. It's a thought. It's a generalized thought. Just for today, I will admit that I am powerless against the drugs that I use. Just for today, I will be happy for the friendships that I've made in the NA program, for people who support me, that type of thing. And there's the general one that you read during the actual meeting. And then there are also ones that are on the app. The app will give you a different one each day.
So, yeah, AA has the same thing. There's the Anything AA app that we use. And that app has the same kind of thing. It gets a bunch of things we can get into, excuse me, a little bit later, coffee burp. So now, you've gone through these readings,
Yep.
and then is this when you get into the meat and potatoes of the meeting?
Yeah, so it depends on which kind of meeting that you're in. Some do the spiritual readings.
Well, go ahead and backtrack a second. You said some meeting depends on the meeting you're in. What kind of meetings do you have?
So there's only
For those
two.
that are watching.
I mean, from what I've seen personally, and I am a real newbie. I have five. I was gonna say I have 5 months sober. Mark's got about double that. So
5th of May is my 1 year.
yeah, 5th of May is my 6 months. So
See, we got the same. This is why. Look, folks, this is what I'm talking about. This is how she and I belong together in a heterosexual life mate scenario.
That's right.
It's just everything grooves with us.
Yes.
Like we get along, we feed off each other. We have the same anniversary date, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But let me digress for a second. I think I told you on my birthday this year. My birthday is March 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And on my birthday, I had 313 days sober.
Haha, that's great.
Yeah, it was insane. And then May 5th falls on a Sunday,
Yeah.
which is going to be a podcast day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to interview you that day. I think
Yes,
you're going under my knife.
you and my friend Steve Duran, if you're watching, you're on this bitch. But yeah,
You're gonna have to deal with me.
you guys get to hear from somebody who's known me for over 30 years and can tell you all the nonsense that I'm going to tell you that's bullshit.
Yep.
And he's going to call me on it too. But yeah, so like it's just crazy how all these things have worked out. I know I'm ranting, but
No.
it's just kind of cool. Like the 5th of May, all these things are lining up. So apparently, I needed to become a hot mess this year, and hit the end of my rope in order for me to realize that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right,
Spending
right,
my Sundays with you and JB when you're here. Love you, bro.
Yep. Miss you.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me talk about that, guys. Back to Kells and NA.
Okay. So the only reason I said there's two different types of meeting is because there's the spiritual reading part of the meeting, and then there is the just for today, or there could be a speaker. So each meeting can be different. Now I know in my home group, the last Wednesday of the month they do a speaker. And then that person gets up and they share what it was like for them to find their sober point, what it was like for them to find their higher power, what the program has done for them, how the program has worked for them. And it's kind of like that spark of hope for people who are like me, who are just now getting started, These are the people that have been sober for years and years and years, usually.
Gotcha. Yeah, AA's these programs are very similar. AA has has something like that thought of the day type deal. They have the 12 and 12, the 12 steps, 12 traditions. We all have.
We also do.
Yes. We all have our big books that we go by for NA and AA. And then like the speaker meetings, AA it's usually a speaker meeting or a 12-step meeting.
Yeah.
Normally, where the 12-step meetings you just go, everybody's a little bit different, but you read from the big book and you talk about it.
Yeah.
And then the speaker meeting, of course, is where idiots like me and Kells get up and tell where we were, what we did, and how we're doing now, and how we got to where we are. Just kind of explaining our traveling through addiction into sobriety and into recovery, and now our journey in recovery. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I've never been to an NA meeting.
Well, I mean, we also have if we do a just for today, they'll read the just for today, and then you can share on the thought that was presented at the just for today, or you can talk about where you are in recovery. And it's a testimony, it's a testament, it's a way for you to get whatever's floating around in you out, so other people can encourage you to continue going further. So like, they always reserve the last 5 minutes of the meeting for burning desire. Mm-hmm. If you felt like using today, if you feel like hurting yourself or hurting someone else, they reserve the last 5 minutes of the meeting for you to be able to get that off of your chest and maybe not use that day, or not hurt somebody, or not hurt yourself.
I mean, that's one of the great things is, we all have these sayings. Like in AA, they have sayings like clean your side of the street, trust God, and help others. Mm-hmm. Another one is a burden unshared is a burden doubled.
Yes.
So, these meetings, like I said, I've never been to NA, but I'm pretty sure I could get the gist of it. These meetings are designed, they're not the solution to staying sober. What they are is they're a toolkit. Mm-hmm. They give you an environment where you can go and you can, know nobody when you walk in there.
Yep.
And share some of the deepest shit that you've dealt with, and know that the people in that room understand.
Yes.
And aren't supposed to judge.
No, not supposed to judge. And also, just so you know, every meeting you walk into, you're going to walk out with somebody's phone number.
Yes. I mean, a lot of times we have pamphlets that everybody writes their number down and gives it to the new people that come in. But I mean, like, no bullshit. There's a lot of serious stuff talked about in these meetings. Oh, yes. Like, if people, you watch, TV shows and see these guys go to AA meetings where everybody's got a brown bag and they have barely have any clothes on. I mean, that's not the way this shit works.
No, that's not how it works.
It's you got doctors and lawyers and attorneys and police officers and firemen, and you got the guy that sleeps on the corner. It is every facet of society goes to these meetings because they work.
That's right.
And the basis for it to work is that you have to, if not share, you have to listen.
Yeah.
So with that said, you said that you feel uncomfortable at some of these meetings now. How does that affect your ability to share, get rid of the shit that you're dealing with that's piled on your shoulders that you went to that meeting to talk about?
Oh, I
How do
call
you
you.
deal with it?
I call you.
Folks, this is a business, even though we don't make any money, and I am definitely using my phone as a tax deduction next year because I
Yeah.
spend way too much time on the phone with her.
You know what? He's got a lot of nerve because he spends a lot of time on the phone with me too.
Well, whatever. Whatever. More coffee.
Coffee time. I miss my people. I miss my people, but like I don't want to end up going there and running into this specific person, and having a bad and having a bad time at like having to leave.
But I mean, how does it affect? We know I'm not the most articulate person, but
Understood.
how does it affect your sobriety? Like, how does it affect, because you go to that meeting. I go to the meetings I go to because I feel a need.
Right.
Whether it's to humble myself and remind myself that I need this, that this is something I have to do, or it's to, be there for my friends that I've met in the program, which I've met some beautiful people. Like, how does it affect, number one, your desire to go to the meeting?
I don't want to go.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to go to a place that I considered a safe haven where I felt like part of the group. I felt like what I was saying was important, and I felt like what I was saying was helping me. And now I feel like if I go in there and this specific person is there and I share that person and the people that they're around are going to be judging me for what I have to say.
Yeah, this is something that pisses me off, because I ran into a couple situations, kind of like you. Like, I ran into situations where someone tried to tell me I was doing it wrong or tell me the way to do my 12 steps. Well, 12 steps is a suggested program of recovery, right? Mm-hmm. And you follow guidelines, but no one there is supposed to tell you what to do and how to do it, right? Like,
Right.
They're there to tell what they did.
Right.
To tell what they tried and what worked and what didn't work so that you can learn from their mistakes and learn from their successes. So, I can't imagine, going to a meeting, especially the one that you're talking about, and feeling like you can't share anymore. Like, that right there is no-go.
No.
That shouldn't happen at any meeting.
Ever.
And the thing is, like, you handled it the right way. Me, I probably would have blown up in that meeting and been like, you're full of shit, shut your mouth, this is stupid, you don't have the right to talk to me that way, go pound salt.
Right.
But you handled it in a professional way, which, I have a lot of respect for you because, we've talked about it several times since it happened, and, I don't think you've been back there in over a month?
Yeah, going on 2 months. I went to, not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before that, one of my people that I met, he hounded me. He called me a big asshole for not showing up to meetings. He hounded me, and he got me to go to one with him that he wasn't really particularly comfortable going to himself. So we kind of like leaned on each other, me stepping back into the rooms while he was stepping into a room he wasn't sure he was going to fit in at.
Yeah, and the thing I think the way I feel is that you go back into a meeting after not being there for a couple months, it's kind of like starting over. Mm-hmm. Granted, you already know what you're to expect. You know what's going to happen. You know how the meetings are run. But, like, you're going to a totally new meeting now where it's totally new people.
Yeah.
And you're the new kid on the block again. What you established at the other meeting is gone.
Right. And that's what I miss the most about, like, what happened with this. I lost 3 meetings that I was involved with. My Sunday meetings, my Wednesday meetings is my home group, and I can't even go there anymore. I can't, because the specific person that we are speaking about is there. And I don't know what they have told everybody, and my reputation is being tarnished because of it.
I think anybody who knows you, like I do, or even like close to like I do, is going to know that that's bullshit. Whatever this person is saying is because they're an attention hog, because they're probably a poser. You know, they're the person, I've been clean for 27 years except for the Ativan I just took before I got out of my car.
Right.
You know, so unfortunately, you know, guys, this shit does happen. Nothing is perfect.
It's like middle school.
Yeah, I mean, no meeting that you go to, it's run by drunks and addicts. It can't be perfect. We do nothing perfect
Nothing.
except for addiction.
Yeah, that's right. We know how to get drunk and high.
But you know, the thing is, there's so many meetings in Pittsburgh alone, and every state, every city, they're everywhere. So if you get in a situation where you feel unwanted at a meeting, it's their loss. Find another one, because you'll find one that fits you perfectly.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like I slacked off. I went inside myself and oh woe is me and oh isn't it terrible and you know all of that instead of picking up my phone and going on there and picking one of the other 500 meetings there are around the greater Pittsburgh area. You know, that's a problem too for me.
So tell me if I'm out of line here, but you've had a rough couple weeks.
I have.
You know, you've had a very rough week this week.
Yes, I have.
But, you know, if you don't mind me talking about it, we can always cut it out if you don't. You know, you were doing what addicts and alcoholics do. You know, not returning phone calls, not texting,
Yep.
not staying in touch with your friends.
Yep.
And, you know, one of the biggest things that we say on here is that you're never alone, that all you have to do is reach out.
That's true.
And, you know, it's easier said than done sometimes. You know, so do you mind talking about that a little bit? Like, not
Yeah.
specifics, but just like where you've been.
Sure. Yeah. My daughter got real sick. She's real sick, and she's going to be real sick for the rest of her life. And that's been weighing really heavy on me because, you know, that's my girl, and she's been through so much already in her young life that now she has to live with this. She has Epstein-Barr syndrome. It basically, if you get when you're a kid, you get chickenpox, right? Chickenpox leaves a virus dormant in your system that can cause the shingles virus, right? If you ever get mononucleosis, which is it's like a really bad cold, it leaves Epstein-Barr in it literally changes your DNA.
Yeah, I actually just went for a physical, and they said I have to get a shingle shot because I'm 50. Mm-hmm. And they said they suggest. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. Something just broke.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, shit, I cracked myself up. No, but yeah, I'm old. So I went for my physical, and they said that I have to get the single shot because, you know, I had chickenpox when I was a kid. And, you know, it's like crazy. So go on with the whole thing. Sorry, I'm just
that's
trying to get
okay.
the computer working again.
So Cheyenne's been sick, and I've been dealing with that. She's been dealing with that, but like, you know, mom on the sideline here. And then I've been having some issues in my personal life. And then on top of that, I got a new bed frame, and it's like sleeping in a stranger's bed every night. Just the way that the way that I'm laying now compared. Stop. Before,
Oh my God.
this is how ghetto I am sometimes, okay? Like
How
not
what?
ghetto.
Oh, ghetto.
I didn't want to spend the money to get a new bed frame, and basically the center part underneath my bed of the bed frame was a 2x4. And
My bed's like that now.
is it?
I got the slats across it. It's like one of those beds that has like that lattice work. You ever guys ever see it? They're cheap as shit.
Yeah.
I had to go buy boards and screw them together because it was starting to sink in the
right?
middle. Yeah.
Well, this piece wouldn't stay in the middle, so my bed went like this. So like at night, I would be sleeping in this little bowl in like the middle of the bed, and I got used to it, you know. and I slept well, and I slept like a little burrowed squirrel.
Yeah, in your
I
hobbit
guess.
hole.
In my hobbit hole. Just so they know, they keep calling me a hobbit, but like the feet, man, the feet, ew. Anyway,
Back on track. I digress.
I digress as well.
So Cheyenne is doing better, but she's still going to be dealing with this for a while.
Cheyenne is doing better. Her temperatures keep spiking, which is a sign of the liver values going back up. That's the other thing. She has cirrhosis on her liver, and they don't know what it's from. She's only 21 years old. She's not a drinker. She's not a smoker. She doesn't do drugs. So they don't know where it came from. It's just, these are just things that I wish, like, if I could take it off of her and give it to me, I would deal with it, as her mom. And then like the personal stuff, which I don't.
Yeah. I don't expect you to talk about it, but
But I had some personal issues. Mark knows about it. I cried all over him, and it was just I've been really depressed. I haven't been going to meetings, like I said, but I'm still sober.
which is the goal, right?
That's the goal.
But so going through these things, right? And you've been sober for 6 months. I've been sober for almost a year, and it never gets easier.
Ever.
I mean, like, I'm kind of an ass, right? So, like, I'm busting your balls on text messages. I'm, like, blowing up your phone. Yeah, go figure. I'm actually doing it. Yeah, I did that. But I'm blowing up the phone, you know what I mean? And I'm bugging her and shit like that. And just because I'm worried about her. But,
Yeah, this
how do you handle it? How did you handle all this? Like, because I know you were in a rough spot.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me just point out, he is a good friend. He's a really good friend. And I'm very grateful for him because not only did he text me, he called me, and he hit me up on 2 Facebook platforms. His personal one, as well as the Steel City Roundtable Facebook page, which you can check out, guys. SC Roundtable, check it out. Follow us. You'll see all of our updates and everything on there. But by the way, I'm distracted. Can you tell me about your shirt?
Oh, yeah. This is there's a company based out of South Carolina. It's called Inspiring Sobriety. Go to inspiringsobriety.com. It's a lady down there who is in recovery, and she started a clothing line.
Cool.
Oh, they're awesome. I mean, this one, I don't know. Let's see if we can get this on camera.
I don't know. It says Bad Decisions Club, y'all.
Charter member. But yeah, she makes these clothes. I think the shirts are like, I think they're like $19.99 if you get it with the design on the front. If you get the design on the back, it's like another $7.
And honestly, guys, like this is that great T-shirt material, that real soft stuff. So like they're well made.
Yeah, this is it's called Next Level is the type of shirt that she uses for an upcharge right now. She's trying to work on some deals with that, but you should definitely check them out. It's sobriety based. She's doing a great job. And we'll mention it again later, but throughout the course of the show, we like to thank people and get people's names out there that are doing good things. So another one real quick is True Believer Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Jake Miklo, he was on last week. It's in Spring Garden in the north side. If you guys are interested in getting into some martial arts, jiu-jitsu is a great way to learn discipline, teamwork, physical fitness, mental health.
Also, if you just want to kick somebody's ass every week or get your ass kicked every week, it's a great place to go.
Yeah, just look up True Believer Jiu-Jitsu on the Google. And you can actually go down there. He'll give you some free classes if you want to check it out. Also, while we're doing this, Trek Management, who are the owners of the residences at the Garden and ABHL, 2 properties here in the north side of Pittsburgh. They're looking to fill. Check them out. They let us film in their facility, so I have to thank them. And I appreciate
Absolutely.
everything, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Back to the nonsense.
Okay, so how do I deal with it? Listen, I've had depression and bipolar disorder. Those are my diagnoses for mental health are bipolar 1, PTSD, anxiety, and major depression. So, and that's been going on since I think this is vibrating off of here. 13, 14, 15, puberty, when my hormones really went to my hormones went woo, and my mental health went and I am medicated for that. That's the other thing. I recently stopped taking my Xanax.
Really?
I am completely sober.
How is
100.
that working? Because that's a prescribed thing that you've been on to help
I've been
deal with
on-
everything else.
Yeah, and I've been on it for over 10 years.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Thanks. Uh, that might have something to do with it. You know,
I mean, maybe like getting a little more overly worked up
Yeah.
because your hormones are starting to balance out again. And
yeah. So that might be part of it. I'm not having, which this is like really weird, but also exciting for me. I stopped taking the Xanax and I stopped having panic attacks. Like horrible. My panic attacks, if I'm cornered during the day for something or I'm overly worried about something, I'll freak out. But when they come the most is at night when there's nobody there to distract me, to talk
Really?
to me, and I'm going to sleep. Everything. Remember, you're laying there and you remember that one time when you were 12 years old and you said, bagel wrong or something, and you're all embarrassed. And you're like, oh God, these people still think about that time that I said the word bagel wrong. You know? And I would put myself into a panic attack thinking of what other 12-year-olds were thinking of me. How many years ago? 28 years ago?
do you ever realize how far off track we get every
Yes.
week? Like one week, I just want to like sit there and actually try to stick to the subject. You think we
Why?
can do that? You
Why?
think that's
This is
you
so
think
much
it's
fun.
possible though?
No. No, because you and me have such great ideas about all kinds of different things, and they kind of segue into each other. Like if you draw the line, there is a map that is accurate as to how we got here.
I don't know.
I mean, we were talking about NA meetings.
I mean, yeah, this is such a good topic, and should we get back on it or should we keep going?
Whatever you want to do.
No, I did the first half. You're up. You're in charge.
I'm in charge. You don't ever want me in charge of anything, guys. Seriously. I don't know. It's just that's the panic attack type thing. That stuff. Like I said, I'm not completely cured. I still have panic attacks, but not like I was.
Yeah, I mean, I have them too. This year I got diagnosed with PTSD, severe depression, and anxiety, also medicated. Folks, medication is great. Do your research. Don't just start taking pills.
No, please don't start taking pills. And if this is something else, that personal thing that we're not talking about, that we're talking about, if you're prescribed medication by your doctor, take it as prescribed. And if it doesn't work for you, call your doctor and have them take you off of it. Don't just stop taking medication.
Yeah, this isn't like the snack shop where you just kind of like get a handful of pills, start taking them, and just try whatever until you find something that works.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Medication I think is a great tool. It definitely helps me on a daily because I was having panic attacks. I think my blood pressure was like 180 over like 160 or something like that. My heart rate was just through the roof. I remember one time when I still worked for the police department, I was working in narcotics, and I had to have one of my partners drive me to the hospital into the ER because I was having a panic attack and I thought I was having a heart attack. Like, those things are bad, man. So I'm glad you're not having them right now.
Yeah, mine are, I end up crying a lot. I don't like crying, but I end up crying a lot, so I know.
It's all right. You're allowed.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's allowed to cry, but as long as you're not a big goddamn crybaby that just cries all the time.
Yeah. I don't know anybody like that. So you deal with all this stuff, right? You got all this shit going on. Personal life, daughter, work, mental health, addiction, recovery. And the one thing that you counted on for the first, 4.5 months, you can't go.
Nope.
So what's your game plan now?
Well, actually, one of my people from my Sunday meeting reached out and was like, are you, pardon my French, but are you fucking kidding me? Like, first of all, you earned your seat here. You took the time and you're taking the steps to make yourself better. You earned your seat. You don't let anybody take your seat in these rooms. And I said, you're absolutely right. And then they said, and to top it off, that person doesn't come here anymore, so fuck
No.
that.
Yeah, like I said, this stuff happens, but it shouldn't happen because, we don't have a lot of places where we can go. We don't have a lot of environments that we can go and know that we're surrounded by our people, as
That's
you
right.
put it. I remember when I first met you, you went to a AA meeting with me.
I hated it.
Oh, she lied to me. She said she liked it. Now this is the story of my life. Women are always lying to me. I don't know
The
what
only
it is. Is
reason
it
why
me?
I lied to him
Is it me?
it's
Is
because
it me?
it is him. It is him. It's his tattoos. It just makes me lie to him. No, I don't know. I didn't hate it. I disliked the one person. Remember, they were
Oh
like,
yeah,
"You
yeah,
have
yeah,
to come back."
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, the uncomfortable hug from hell.
Yes, yes. And I was like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah, she said they touch you. This was weird. It was like a 5 minute hug,
Yeah, it was weird.
and the person was not letting go anytime soon.
Yeah, it was weird. Weird,
But
weird.
you know, so now moving forward, you're gonna start checking out some new meetings. You're gonna start, going with your people and just exploring, seeing what's out there again.
Yeah, like I said, my dude, he's he's been on me. He sends me. I can show you on my phone. He sends me every meeting he attends to. He goes 7 days a week. So every single day he says, "This is where we're going to be at," and sends me the link. All I got to do is click on it, and it'll take me right there.
Okay.
So,
So now I'm gonna put you on the spot
oh God, here we go.
again. So, you've experienced this firsthand. To someone out there who is either starting at NA meetings, or has gone to a couple NA meetings, or has gone forever, and they're experiencing this type of bullshit, what would be your advice on how to handle it, or what worked for you to get yourself past the initial hurt of feeling like you didn't belong somewhere?
Yeah, well, I believe the saying is, I can't remember how you put it, but it's basically you need to put it's principles before personalities. That's one of the sayings that we have is that this is to help everyone, and sometimes you're going to have people in these situations that are abrasive and not easy to be around. But principles before personalities. The other thing I would suggest is there's going to be somebody there that knows you, that you've exchanged phone numbers with, that, that is almost like your spotting buddy if you're going to weightlift. And reach out to them because they might know about some other meetings that you could go to that won't have this same person that may or may not be making you feel uncomfortable. Also, remember it's your story, and your story deserves to be told. It does. It does deserve to be told. And also, you worked for it. Don't let anybody take your seat. So
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what meeting you go to. Doesn't matter whether it's north side, south side, east side, west side. As long as you realize that, meetings are important to you and you get to a meeting,
yeah,
right? Like that's the bottom line at the end of the day. And we are not by any means trashing 12-step programs.
Negative.
I am active
No.
in a 12-step program.
I'm
Kelly's
active.
active. I'm going to speak for both of us here.
Do it.
We both strongly believe in 12 steps. We strongly believe in NA and AA. And we have good groups around us. Like my sponsor is amazing. What's up, buddy? The people, the home group that I've been to are amazing. Everybody, everywhere I go in AA, it's I learn something different, and I share something different. Now when I go to meetings, it's not because I have to go. It's because I want to go because I either want to check up on my friends, I have something I need to share, I'm in a spot and I need some advice and I want to listen, or I just want to go and be around people
yeah.
that I trust. So once again, we are not bad-mouthing 12-step programs. We'll talk about those in a different episode, like really getting into like what they are. But I appreciate you sharing that incident because to me that's some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I can only say it a million times. I mean and to the person that made my friend Kels feel bad, you might want to rethink what you're doing. It's once again the 12-step programs are supposed to be welcoming, nourishing, comforting, and filled with love. And if you're out there looking to get involved in those programs, just remember that's what you'll find. You may just have to go to a couple different meetings until you find the one that fits you, but you will find it.
Yeah, you definitely will.
If you're looking hard and if you really want it, you'll find it. So let's switch gears now. So we talked about the things that suck, right?
Lots of things suck in life.
We talk about the things that suck. Let's change it to what is going well right now for you? Like what's great?
That's great right now.
What's one of the things you wouldn't have if you weren't sober, if you weren't clean?
You know what? I have a great relationship with my sister right now. I've always had good relationships with my sibling. Well, okay, when we were growing up, not so much. We were mean to each other. There's four of us. Like, there's four of us. So, like, and I'm the oldest of four. So, like, I tormented all of my siblings. Sorry, guys, but I definitely did. I did. Honestly, me and my oldest brother didn't even oldest brother out of the youngest. So I'm 2 years older. So it goes me, Chris, Jamie, and Joe, right? So Chris was 17 and I was 19 when we finally made up. It was our whole childhood was just a great big fight. And then now we're all I'm finally in a position where I can be around my nieces. I can be around my nephew. My sister wants to hang out with me. She actually wants to see me. My brother actually wants to see me. That's a great thing.
I would be interested to have some of your siblings on here.
Oh, okay.
To sit down and talk and talk about the changes you've made.
Sure.
And how you've been different. I mean, like I'm doing that on my birthday, on my anniversary. Like I said, my buddy Steve's going to come on. He's going to tear me a new one. I can't hide anything from this dude. He's known me since I was 17.
Yeah.
I met him. He was a trainer on the athletic squad, the athletic trainers at my university, and I was playing soccer, and I kicked his fraternity brother in the head and knocked him out.
Surprise!
And it was during a practice, and that's how I met this dude. And we just became friends, and we've been friends over 30 years now.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to get into some of the stories when he comes here because he's been there for me for every disaster that I've caused.
Yeah.
Every dumpster fire that oh my God, my life's been a shit show.
I don't know. I'll talk to them. I'll see if any of them want to come on. Joe probably won't do it. He's my youngest sibling. Christopher might do it. Jamie might do it. I could bring my niece. You can meet my niece Charlotte.
Hey, if anybody out there wants to come on here and talk about their stuff, doors wide open.
Or if any of you know me from high school and you see me now, you can come on here and tell them all my horror stories.
Just remember, everything here is to help others. So we're not doing it we don't do it to hurt feelings.
Yeah.
We're doing it because this is what really happens. This is what life is.
Yeah.
We're not going to hide anything. There's no bullshit here. The person you're listening to right now, I'm the same idiot 24/7.
Sure is.
It's just, you see? It's just the way we are. Like I've seen so many things. I'm totally off track now.
Again.
I've seen so many things on the internet now, like people that post, people that have podcasts and people that have, Instagram feeds. And it's like, there's no substance. Like a lot of people don't talk about anything.
No.
It's fish bait. It's trying to get pictures. It's trying to get views. It's trying to get shares. It's trying to build your Instagram, build your Facebook. They're not putting anything out there that really, in my mind, is helping anyone.
Right. No.
And that's my litmus test. That's how I judge it. Is like I want to see somebody out there talking about alcoholism, addiction, mental health, where their goal is to just put information out so other people have information.
Yeah, I just consider that static in the background. Those type of podcasts.
See, but it's so popular.
I know.
It's so popular.
Or like the ones that do the reviews of video games, and it's like, why can't I just go buy the video game and do it myself?
Yeah, I mean, it's like like we took a chance doing this, right? You and I took a big chance, because you never know how people are going to respond. You don't know if you're going to get hater mail.
Ooh, I got hater mail.
Zing pow. You don't know if people are going to call you a crybaby or sit there and judge you, and it's like, we're being real. We don't want a prize for it, but we're being real. This is who we are. And, I will ride this thing until the wheels fall off.
I think we're going to, if we say this probably I'll say it every week if I have to. If we can just help one person, this is worth it.
Well, every week you help me. Every week I get to spend Sundays with you, and I get to talk about my shit, and I get to feel better about who I am because I realize I'm not the only one out there.
Yeah.
So just remember, every week you're helping somebody.
You tell me something good that's come from your sobriety.
Well, first and foremost,
This.
right here.
Yeah, this.
I couldn't do this if I was still drinking.
True.
You
You'd still
know,
be sleeping.
I'd probably be dead.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like it was bad. I don't talk about it too much, but like I was really bad. And, being able to have healthy relationships again, being able to be who I am, like people that have known me, like my friend Steve for 30 years, my friend John for 25 years, my friend Mark for 20 years, like they saw me like this when they met me, not afraid to have fun, not afraid to go out on a ledge, not afraid to do things and come out of my shell. And then that went away for a very long time. I drank for 30 plus years heavy. The entire time I was on the police department, I was a shut down individual. Like I was just not a pleasant person.
Yeah.
And I can honestly tell you, like there's so many times that I just blew my friends off because I'd rather drink.
Yeah.
Now it's like, like I said, we do this every Sunday. I'm going golfing with my buddy tomorrow in the morning at like 6:30 in the morning. I'm getting up because I'm an idiot. I'm meeting great people. I'm forming new relationships. I am not afraid to get out of my own way for the first time in so long.
Right, right.
And I've said this before. I've said this on the Burn Pit podcast. I said it on this one. It's nothing less than an act of God to sit down and actually admit to another human being when you're beat.
Right.
When you're broken, when you need help. And I think the biggest thing I've gotten from this sobriety and the podcast and knowing you and, all the people in my life is that it doesn't matter what goes on around me anymore. I don't need to drink.
Yeah.
I don't want to drink.
Isn't that great? Wait, here, I do have to say this. You're like, oh, Kelly, I'm so proud of you because you said this, 2 nights ago? Or was it last night?
2 nights ago.
Excuse me. I'm so proud of you because you have all of this stuff going on, all this personal stuff going on, and you haven't used. And I'm here to tell you guys, I haven't used. I am completely clean. If you need clean, no, I'm just kidding.
We are not selling clean urine.
We do not sell
Kelly.
clean urine.
Thank you very much.
If I was, I could though.
Once again, we are not selling clean urine on this show.
Side biz. No.
Even my dog's going crazy now. She's like, Kelly, shut up.
No, I'm just saying. But I'm not gonna lie. The thought crossed my mind multiple times. Multiple times. Just the taste in my mouth, like that acrid taste where, it's a memory. It's not there, but you can taste it. That type of thing. So
I was talking to one of our friends. And I told him, I said, I'm worried that Kelly's going to lose it. I'm worried that she's going to use. Mm-hmm. Because the isolation thing for me is like telltale sign number one that shit's gone south. Mm-hmm. And folks, if you're out there listening, alcoholics and addicts and people with mental health, one of the biggest things that you're going to see is that we become disassociative. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be around people. We don't want to be in places where there are people. We don't answer the phone. We don't respond to text messages. We give you excuse that we're okay, we're fine, I'm good, and meanwhile we're struggling inside and we're broken and we need help. So, if you have a friend that you see a change in character or a change in their behaviors, something that, is way outside their norm, definitely, reach out to them because, it's I hid it very well from my friends. Like,
I didn't.
They didn't see it. They didn't know. Even to this day, they one of my friends was like, dude, I hate you for not telling me that.
Here's the thing. A lot of people noticed that there was something wrong. A lot of people noticed when I stepped away from relationships, when I stepped away from friendships I've had for years and years and years and years, but nobody knew how bad it really was, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's we said it before, we're good at hiding shit.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
that
we're
was
good
the
at
thing.
hiding booze, we're good at hiding pills, emotions, feelings, truth.
Yeah, but that's the thing that stopped me. There were two main things that completely stopped me in my tracks, and got me off into another direction, focused on something else. One, what is my daughter gonna think? That, in her opinion, out of everybody in the whole world, and I mean, I love you, but like my daughter's opinion is paramount. And what is she gonna think of me if I relapse? And two, what am I gonna think of myself?
Well, I
What
mean,
am,
and think about it. Like we all know, all of us who are addicts know that this disease is progressive. You know, the last time I got sober for a couple months, I went back out so much harder. Like it takes more and more to get to the same level with your dopamine and your feelings and that desire to be up all the time. Like it it just gets worse.
Yeah.
You know, if I go back out again, I'm dead.
But
Like
I
it's just I think and that's I think you're in the same boat. I think
I
we
agree
feel the
with
same
that.
way. Like we've just done so much damage, you know, to ourselves and to the people around us that you know, we know if we go back out, it's the last time.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned that Cheyenne has the liver thing, and I was like, if everything's good inside me, you can have a part of my liver.
Hey, my liver's really good.
Yeah, right.
It's my kidneys that suck.
You're kidding.
No, I'm just kidding. No, everything's good. I got good bill of health. So if you need a kidney, hey, listen, I'm here.
Yeah, well, let's see what the doctors say. So,
She's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. Hey, folks, say a prayer for her. Please, thank you.
excuse me, I don't mean to yawn. I was
See,
up
this
at,
is what happens when she gets bored.
No, I'm not bored. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I had horrible nightmares last night.
Well, you know me. I rolled straight out of work.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
to here.
And look how perky and happy he is. He's like, "Yay, life!" And I'm like over here, like, "Ugh, I'm so tired."
3 energy drinks, 3 cups of coffee, and I'm just getting going. So where do you want to go with this thing today? You think this is a good point to call it a day?
Sure.
All right. Well, the awkward silence. What can I say? This shit's
I
for
mean,
real.
hey, for the first time, and this is what our 8th episode that we had an awkward silence. So I think
No, this is technically this
Seven?
is episode 5. This is
No,
episode 6.
right.
This is episode
2,
6.
3,
4 is the 2
5.
parts with Brandon Wood. That's coming out.
Yeah, but that's 2 parts. So
That's 2
wouldn't
part.
that
That's one
be-
episode.
It's still one episode, even though it was what, 2 hours?
It's like 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 different episodes. We're putting it out for part A, part B,
4 part A, 4
and
part B.
then 5 was Jake
5 was
with
Jake.
True Believer Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, so this
and
is
then,
6.
you know,
Okay.
yeah, so it's good stuff. But well, listen. Why don't you let the people know how you feel?
I feel much better than I have, and the person who made me feel sad this week, I hope you step in dog poop.
Yes, we're above all that.
I'm not. He is. I'm not.
Yeah, just remember, folks. Like we believe in 12 steps.
We do.
You know, so what we talked about today was just to basically, hey, listen, it's real life. This stuff happens. But yeah, happy to be here another Sunday. We've got some good stuff coming up over the next couple weeks. We got some good guests coming on. We're going to introduce our newest member next week, a gentleman. I'm not going to give you the name yet, but he is going to be our every third week of the month guy for a while and see if he likes it, see if he can deal with our bullshit. But just remember, you're not alone. Kelly's showing
not.
that right now,
We're not alone.
We're not alone. We have a lot of opportunity, a lot of people out there that care about us. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We'll put up some numbers at the end for resources, and if you need them, give them a call. Just remember, nothing we say on here is professional by any means.
No.
So if you're suffering or if you're struggling right now, seek professional help. Call 911. Do the right thing.
Resolve.
Take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And just remember, there's always a seat here at the Steel City Roundtable for you guys. We love you all, and we can't wait to see you again.
Bye.